Okay.
You're not actually going live, are you?
Okay. Oh, yeah, we're live. Don't say what you're about to say. What's up, dude?
Not much. How are you?
Good. Are you recovered after your big day yesterday?
And
it's not in reference to burpees.
It's kind of funny. Like, so there's a few times that's happened where I was interviewing someone, and I think I remember I had like the first time I had Shane Orr on, he messaged me like half hour before and said, "Yeah, I can do it now." So I had no time to like build myself up into a frenzy over it and like freak out or whatever. That was like 3 or 4 years ago. And then the same thing kind of happened yesterday, where I'm a bit of a last minute kind of person with a lot of stuff. I have ideas and I have thoughts and stuff, and then like half an hour before I need to do something, I do it. Thankfully, yesterday, so like 10 p.m. my time was when the interview was. I need to check that, but that's when the interview was. And then
that's when you scheduled it.
Yeah, like
okay.
I need to check, but I'm 90% sure I did.
Okay. Fair.
And then I sat down at like 8:30, and I was like, my wife was kind of talking to me, and she was like, "You all right? Like, you're not very chatty." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just like trying to organize what I'm thinking about with this, because I haven't really thought about it. I made some quick notes on my phone and then didn't really think about it again. Started making some notes, and then I got an email at like 9:05 or 9:05, whatever you call it, and it's from Don saying like, "Hey, hope I didn't get the time wrong." And I was like, "Fuck, one of us did." But I was just like, all right. So had to come out, like plug in my laptop, set up stuff, like get going, whatever. So I had no time to be like, oh shit, like what if he gets annoyed at whatever, or what if blah blah blah. So I was just like, all right, fuck it, let's just see what happens. So yeah, I didn't have the kind of nervous build up to it. But I thought it went all right. Like it's kind of I kind of just don't really give a shit. Like I don't like, I mean I care, but I mean I don't really give a shit about, I'll never ask, I don't think anyway, I'll never ask a question that really puts someone in a corner where I'm making them look like a dickhead just by asking the question. Like they might answer it and make themselves look like a dickhead.
Right.
But I'm just asking the questions. And then like I think it was Will said that I have that 2,000 mile away confidence, which was a great way of explaining it, where I'm kind of so far removed that it's like, I mean, I'm not employed by anyone there. I'm not like, nothing is reliant on it. I'm not like, oh, better not piss off that guy. Like I jokingly said to him at one point, like, don't take away my media pass for asking this, but
I saw that.
But like, you know, worst case, like, okay, the most contentious moment was probably about Hitler.
Yeah.
And worst case, I ask him, are you talking about Hitler? It's kind of like what do you call that? You know, the book, Choose Your Own Journey books. So like
Choose Your Own Adventure. Yeah.
Yeah. So he answers yes, we go off in that direction.
Right.
He answers no, and I know he's lying. Then I have a choice of, do I follow up? Do I let it go? He answers, oh, I'm not going to answer that. And we move on. So like, no, he's not going to hang up the call. So like, no outcome is a bad outcome. You just move on to the next page, basically.
Well, from my perspective, when I watch you interview not only him but anybody, it seems like genuine curiosity. Like you don't have an agenda. You're not, at no point are you coming from a particular angle that you're trying to prove something by getting him to answer certain questions. So you're just like, hey, I heard this. Like, what's the deal with this? I'm curious. Yeah. And like when you approach it that way, from a viewer standpoint, I appreciate it more because I'm like, oh, I was also curious about that. But there isn't like a directed, like very scripted questioning that makes it feel, I don't know, pre-planned or whatever, which I like. I like the natural flowing conversation, which you do well, which I think you have a big following because of.
They asked like before when I scheduled the interview, they asked for questions. They do that every time. Like, oh, like what kind of questions are you thinking of asking them?
Wait, they asked you for pre-prepared questions?
Yeah, like any of those kind of people tend to, like CEO types, or you know, people who are having their interview organized by someone else. That person tends to ask. And I always just give like really low hanging fruit, obvious questions that there's no way I wouldn't ask. And then I just say, some other stuff will probably come up. That's like 5 pages of notes. But yeah, I think like, yeah, he's like, he doesn't care. Like no, that's not fair. I need to be careful about saying people don't care or I don't care. he cares, but I mean, it doesn't phase him doing those types of shows. I don't think it phases him. I don't
He's
think it
not worried
worries
about it.
him.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
yeah.
he's concerned. Yeah.
This is a fair question from Augustus. Do you guys think HQ members will stop doing podcasts if media members continuously pick them apart for everything they do or say during interviews? My opinion is no, because that's what happens to anyone that gets interviewed all the time that's in a major spotlight. They'll do an interview. Think about like the presidential shit going on right now. They interview whatever Biden or Trump, and then they spend a week picking apart and re-editing everything they say, and it's not going to stop them from speaking. It's just going to make them more careful. What do you think?
I think they'll start putting, he kind of alluded to it yesterday, they'll start putting specific people forward for stuff. So you might say, hey, I want to talk to someone about whatever. And they'll be like, Austin Malleolo will be very good for that. And even if he's not, it's because he knows what to say and what to avoid. Or they'll say, well, such and such a person will be really good for that. And I'd say they'll make it harder. It sounds like they're making it harder. Like you have to pre-approve shows that you're doing. That's an extra hoop you have to jump through. So if I want to have like James Hobart on Around the Whiteboard, he's going to have to clear that now.
I had him on my show, and I did like a surprise thing with him and Taylor, if you remember that, when I did him and Rich, and he was like, oh yeah, let me see if I can do that. But then I realized after watching this interview, he probably had to get permission to jump on and chat about the days with Rich.
I don't know. I think that rule only came in 6 days ago or 7 days ago.
Oh,
like yeah. It's in the last definitely the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's another barrier. It's another like them and us kind of thing, which I'm not sure they realize that it is, but
it's weird. It's weird, but it's weird because I don't like to say I'm playing both sides of the fence, but I appreciate both sides of the fence tremendously. I love what you do, Savan, Spin, all, Chase, all those guys. Big fan of that. It's what brought me back into being super excited about this stuff. But I also want to back HQ with things, and I want to justify the things they do, even though sometimes it can be challenging, because I want CrossFit to be successful. I don't want to. It's easier for me to poo-poo everything that comes out and like shit on everything. It's way easier, and I did it for years. But now I'm like, man, if I want this to keep going for myself, it's my career. Like, I better find a better attitude about it in some ways. So
yeah, poo-poo made me all there. Yeah, no, I think I just like someone messaged me on Instagram this morning. I woke up and I had a message, and it was like, I'm convinced ChatGPT wrote it because it was so well written. Like, I disagreed with everything in it, but it was so well written. It was so entertainingly written. But it was like, why do I feel the need to defend Hiller and Taylor when they're both so negative, and when this is all not direct quotes, like this is the general gist. They're so negative, they're so critical, like they offer nothing, like what are they actually doing, like it's just like blah blah. And I replied and I was like, all right, I disagree. Like, I disagree that they don't offer anything. I disagree that it's just criticism for criticism's sake. And then I said, like, it's okay for you to not like someone, but you can't expect me to not like them just because you don't, and vice versa. I don't expect you to like them just because I do. But I think they offer a lot. And, like, they said a lot of stuff. And then we went back and forth a couple of times. And then I wrote out like the similar message like twice, where I detailed things that have changed directly because of something. So like Hiller will put out a video, and like the next day something will happen at HQ, and it's like,
oh yeah, I've seen it multiple times. Yeah.
And like, judges being paid. Like he started paying judges like whatever 2 years ago in his Open. He started paying judges to judge stuff. Zealous Games, I think they paid judges as well. He's involved in that. Like the judging standards, certain movements being removed from like lists and stuff. He's, I don't think it's a coincidence. A lot of the HQ and media criticism to be like, oh, CrossFit haven't posted a video on their YouTube in 4 months. The next day they post a video, and it's like, oh, duh. Like, you could have at least waited a week. Do you know? Like, it's just so obvious. But I deleted it, and I was just like, what's the fucking point? Like, this guy has more than likely never watched a full Hiller video without getting angry in the first 5 minutes and turning it off. And it's just, you're arguing against, it's just, and it's so frustrating because their argument is oh, you're just so caught up in like, you're just such a simp that you can't see that. When it's like, no, like you're not looking at the whole picture. You're just looking at someone that you don't like, and you cannot understand why someone else would like them. And you cannot see whatever the fuck that phrase is, forest for the trees or trees for the forest. Like you're just looking at green and you're like, well, it's just so negative. And it's like, all right, but if you just look at like even a fucking leaf, you'll be like, oh, it's actually, you know, these are kind of cool. You know, like it's just,
it's also
I
hard
don't
to
know.
change the mind of people like that who take the time to write that out to
Yeah.
you. That means they're invested in their own opinion, right? Because they took the time. It wasn't just like, oh, he feels that way and move on.
Oh, it was like an
They,
essay. And I
right.
replied, I said, this was, it started off with, hey, quick question for you, right? Then it was an essay. And I replied, and I was like, this was not a question. This was a rant. It's like, it was well put together, but it was a rant.
Yeah. I'm always weary of people who feel that strongly about one side of anything or the other, because to get true perspective, you have, and we're not, this show's supposed to be fucking funny. And here we go down a different road. To get real perspective, you need to be fully like on both sides, understand both sides, be able to debate both sides and like get it. So you should be welcoming foreign perspective. And if they don't like it, they should still be taking it in to make a better conscious decision on what they actually believe, as opposed to just listening to the things that they like and believe, which is what most fucking people do.
But even like I know I don't see both sides. Like I see
You must.
bits, I see
You
bits of both sides, but I
yeah.
don't. I
Oh,
know
that's
I'm
all.
not like I don't. And I think this is the difference, is that maybe I'm okay with saying, yeah, I'm probably not empathetic enough to fully accept what like that other person is like, to fully understand what they're feeling, or as close to fully as is humanly possible. I'm probably only empathetic enough to be like, oh, they're a bit angry about this. Like that's probably as far as I go. Whereas I think that there's other people who just, I don't know, like it's just whoever shout. And the irony of the fact that their argument tends to be, oh, it's just because you have the loudest voice, you think. It's like, dude, if you just shut the fuck up for 5 minutes and just listen to what you're saying and how loud you're saying it, and the irony, it's dripping with irony what you're saying, and it's just fucking insane to me that they don't just, I don't know, it's just like. And I also think it's okay to just say, yeah, you think Hitler's a piece of shit. I think he's a cool guy. I agree with a lot of the stuff he says. I disagree with some stuff he says, but I agree with a lot of the stuff he says. I get his point. I'm willing to sit down and listen to his point, even if I disagree with what he's saying. You aren't. That's fine. Just fuck off. Like, we don't have to agree. Like, I don't have to come around to your side, and I don't expect you to come around to mine. But like, if you send me a big long message saying like Hitler's a dickhead and Taylor's a dickhead, I am going to defend them. Like, you know, that's the same when Don brings
Sure.
them up. I am going to show at least a glimpse of the other side and be like, well, have you thought about this? Because I'm not just going to say, oh, yes, sir, negative, yes, sir. And I think as well, the negative thing is just so fucking lazy as well. Like, we've heard that twice in 24 hours from Dave and from Don, attack and negative. And neither of them watched the video that they were talking about. Neither of them. If someone was outside my house, right, and was saying, you're a piece of shit, hey, Peter, you're a piece of shit, like over and over again, either I would, or I send my wife out and be like, will you just go out and see, like, did I do something to this guy? Like, what's the story? I wouldn't just like say, like, shout over him and say, just walk, don't mind him, just walk around him, like to the postman or the mailman or whatever. Like, I'd at least be like, maybe there's some substance to this, maybe we should check, like, see, did something happen? Is there some kind of history here or whatever? And then once I've removed that possibility, I just call the police and be like, hey, there's a fucking crazy guy outside my house. But like, Hitler is like throwing shit at HQ regularly, and a lot of it is sticking, and they don't seem to even be willing to like open a window and be like, what was that last bit you said there? Like, something about this person, what was that? You know, they don't even seem to willing to cede any ground at all.
Yeah, I could go into a lot of the way I think about this, and like how a bigger company would almost run itself like a bureaucracy and not have room for taking in outside ideas and just being so top down focused on whatever it is that they're trying to push. They just don't, in their eyes, they don't have time for it. They don't have time to listen, which is a problem. But also, like, back to what you're saying before, people taking the time to leave those scathing long messages, like, nothing should surprise you anymore either, because like a lot of what Taylor and Hiller put out are emotionally charged content. They can only be who they are because they're emotionally invested in the things that they see and want to be a part of, which is a good thing. But also emotion runs in both directions, right? So people who are on the other side of that emotionally respond to it. And so just like human beings in general, we think we're these logical fucking creatures who work through all these thoughts in our head and figure shit out, but we just respond with emotion anyway. But that's what makes people like Hiller and Taylor really powerful and good, and why they have a following. But it's also why the other side hates them with a passion. And so it shouldn't surprise either of us that people feel that way. So it's like it's really hard to block out the emotional side of it and then read what someone's saying, even with, you know, if they disagree or they think it's negative, as they like to put it. And yeah, I don't know. I guess just nothing surprises me when I see shit on either side. I'm just like, yep, that struck a chord. That was emotional. I get that. And yeah.
But even like Bernie says there in the comments, they say they don't watch the videos. I'm skeptical. No, because if they did, I think there's a logical. So if they've watched the videos, there's a logical.
Watch the videos and not fucking pay attention. You can watch the videos and not take in what the videos are saying, right?
Which is probably what people who are like, oh, they're so negative are doing anyway.
Yeah.
But I think as well, again, coming back to that choose your own adventure thing, like you watch a video and you're in HQ, you have a choice, right? And I think the two logical choices are you face it head on and you engage with it head on, and you say, you know, when I asked him about it yesterday, or when Dave was asked about it in his week in review, he says, well, here's my issue with it. At 11 minutes, whatever, he says this. And I think factually that's incorrect because of this, this, and this. And at 15 minutes, whatever, he says this, this, and this. And I think it's blah, blah, blah. Right. That's one option. Option two is you pretend it doesn't exist. They're your two options. But the option that they've chosen to acknowledge it, to criticize it, to cubbyhole it or pigeonhole it, whatever, as negative and criticism, and not watch it, is so illogical. Like, it doesn't make any sense as an option. And I don't get why they're choosing it and why they're so publicly choosing it. It's weird to me.
I think they're saying that I assume they're watching some of it or clips of it, or have people clipping it and sending them stuff to watch. I'm assuming they're seeing enough of it, but I don't think publicly they want to say they're watching it because they don't want to encourage more people to go watch it. That if they don't like it, they're not going to encourage it. And that's why they don't face it head on either, in my opinion, because to face it head on, even though Dave actually kind of has in a few week in reviews, he's made entire week in reviews about Hiller. And even I'm just like, oh, what the fuck? I didn't sign up for the Dave Week in Review to hear you like complain about Hiller. I wanted to hear what was going on in CrossFit.
Dave knows the fucking Hiller effect. He knows that video will get huge views because it's huge for engagement. Like,
right? No, I agree. But then they said, you know, we talk about them not hitting it head on, but then he kind of is at some point, and then other times he's like, I don't listen to what he says anyway. But it's like, just pick one. Like, either address it, and I don't know. It's confusing, but it's going to keep going on this way because of the way that things are getting handled. It's like a cyclical cycle of video, half response, and yeah, I just wish, whatever. I'm here for it, but man, I don't know. I wish things were a little bit different.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. All right. That was nice. Did you get any sleep last night after your interview, or did you stay up all night fucking thinking about this stuff?
No, I used to be really bad for that. No, you get a bit of adrenaline or whatever, but no, I was kind of fine. Probably because it was a bit earlier as well. I did have a shit night's sleep though, because so like whatever, 6 p.m. my daughter was just being weird yesterday, and 6 p.m. she said, "Oh, I have a pain in my tummy." She's like 4. She's like, "Oh, I have a pain in my tummy." And me and my wife were like, "Oh, fucking hell! If she's a vomit bug, we're both just gonna go and lie on the road under traffic." And because we have like a fucking 6-week-old baby in the house, and then she goes to bed, whatever. Both my kids were asleep at 6:15 yesterday. I was like, this is amazing. They're so tired. And then at like 3 o'clock in the morning, my wife is aggressively poking me in the shoulder, and I lift up my Manta sleeping mask, barbell spin. You can use code spin 10 for money off. And I lifted that up and I was like, what? And she goes, someone's getting sick. And I was like, oh, bollocks. So huge rush of adrenaline, jump out of bed, run in, nothing happening. She just had cough once and my wife feared the worst.
Oh,
so I came back to bed. I was awake for like I'd say an hour and 45 minutes, just being like trying to like settle myself back down. And that was the point that I started thinking, I wonder what Don meant when he leaned in when he said that other bit. Like it's like just total useless use of time at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's funny. Yep.
There was actually one bit, I think someone sent to me, I think it was like John Woolley or someone sent it to me, where 2 times in quick succession as we were talking, Don like put his chin on his hand and like leaned in. And he did it twice really quickly. And both times it completely threw me, where I was like, why is he sitting like that? Like it was like like almost like dear diary, like lying on the bed. Yeah, like he leaned in. I was like, is he really enjoying this? Or is he like, is there something else happening here? But yeah, it was just something that stuck out in my head of body language wise of like, well, I've never experienced that before.
It was a tell. You should play poker, picking up on his tells.
Yeah.
All right. 20 minutes in. We're going to, sorry, guys. The reason we brought you here was to let Pedro debrief and blow up some steam. After that, no, I'm just kidding. But we are going to predict the 2024 CrossFit Games events with the one caveat being wrong answers only. And so I tasked
I
Pedro.
leaned in hard.
Oh, so did I. Without knowing what you were going to do, I sort of assumed, and I think we're going to match up very well. So we're going to do some predictions, but let's just be clear. These are not actual fucking predictions. This is some satire based on the last 3 shows we've seen of everyone trying to guess what they're actually going to bring at the games. This is what we'd like to see CrossFit Games athletes do for our own entertainment and enjoyment, but it has nothing to do with testing fitness. Well, maybe a little bit. Do you got one you want to start with to give people an idea of what the hell we're talking about here? Because it's a little different.
Oh,
I haven't watched any of your videos, by the way. I had to open them up. I know what some of them are, but I had to open them up, and I was like, okay, let's see what this clip's got to offer me.
All right.
We'll go back and forth.
We'll go for. Do you want like the most ridiculous, or do you want one that actually semi would make sense?
Why don't we warm them up with something that might semi make sense?
All right, I've got 2 possible team events.
All right,
that I think would be good. Go for the thumbnail is like a Swedish flag and a Macedonia flag in 2016 written on it. Can you see that?
Got you. I think I got you here. Is that right?
Yeah. This is fucking nuts. Have you seen? There's like a Netflix documentary on this.
I do not know what
crazy.
This is.
It's like Fiorentina football.
Okay, before we go any further, I'll just say this. So sometimes when I stream random ass videos, StreamYard kicks me off for copyright infringement stuff. So there's a chance I get booted. You're still going to be on the stream. You're going to have to prop the show up for about 5 minutes so I can reboot back in.
Okay.
Just fair enough. So we're going to stream everything we have here. Volume's probably going to be all the way down so we don't hit any copyright kickouts. But yeah, so hopefully you guys can watch because this is a visual show today. All right. So what is this?
It's Fiorentina football. So it's basically, if you can imagine, a mix between MMA, soccer, like rugby, American football. Like it's so nuts. But there's like, I think there's like 2 teams in one town. I think it might be actually Fiorentina in Italy, but there's 2 teams in one town. And every year they just have this like derby match where they just play each other. But like you can literally do whatever you want. And the game, I think the game lasts like 3 days or something. And you just knock the shit out of each other. Like people have broken bones, like been knocked out. Like it's fucking insane.
Well, let's see. This
is like highlights. So it's like a rugby ball. But then in the middle of the thing, this guy's just fighting in the middle to try and get. So like someone still has the ball somewhere.
The game is going, but they're just brawling in the middle. Okay. Affiliate versus affiliate.
In American football where they kind of clash to try and give the quarterback time or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's basically that. They're just kicking the shit out of each other to try and give the person time.
The camera's not even on the ball. It's on people who want to fight.
There's guys that are...
Oh, here we go. It's like, it is like rugby. Okay, but you can pass it forward or back or anywhere.
Anywhere. And then look at that. Look at that. There's like 5 guys on top of him and they're just knocking the shit out of each other. All you have to do is throw it like in between those posts, basically.
Oh, that was a goal. Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So how would you do this as a games event? Just 4-on-4? Smash each other?
Yeah, or even go like top half of the leaderboard versus bottom half of the leaderboard, red and blues.
How about USA versus Europe and Australia? Yeah, USA
could be a good
versus
one
the
for
world.
the Tier Cup in SoCal.
Oh my God.
It's just so, and like the guys, they're basically like, they're essentially, I don't know if you ever heard like football hooligans, like in the UK in like the 80s.
Oh yeah, of course.
But like, it's basically like guys who just don't have an outlet anymore. They're like, have you heard about this sport? And it's like, oh, cool.
A bunch of dudes with anger issues that just get together once a month and throw down. Or is this a yearly thing?
I think it's yearly, yeah. But it's like, it's just, it's so aggressive. Like, it's so angry. And it's so, there's a documentary on, I think it's on Netflix, or it used to be. And it's actually a really good documentary. I don't think there's fuck all of it in English. It's all like Italian or whatever. But it's really engaging because it's like, it focuses on one guy on the red team and one guy on the blue team. And it's all about them. And like, they play each other over, I think it's either like 3 Saturdays or it might be like 3 days directly in a row. And I think one of the guys has like a broken eye socket. And he's like, oh, hopefully I'm ready for the game now next week. And it's like, what? Like, it's just nuts.
Should be out for 9 months. Why was that worth
nuts.
half a point? Trying to make sense of the scoring. Well, I'm trying to make sense of CrossFit scoring still, so it's going to fit in just fine.
Yeah, no, it is. It's I'd highly recommend. I can't remember the name of the documentary, but if you look up Fiorentina Football, it'll come up as like there's stuff on. There's heaps of shit on YouTube. There was a 55-minute long. I think it was a full game. I was like, I'm not sending that link.
All right, I'm going to go with. You must have seen this before. Cheese rolling. Oh yeah. So can you imagine all the individuals like Heat 1? They're at the top of a fucking hill and they're just like, we're gonna roll this rogue cheese down the hill, and whoever gets it gets 100 points.
They should have done this in Madison with the cheese curds, but go
right?
on.
Exactly. Let's see. I don't think anyone can ever catch the cheese.
There must be so many broken like fingers and toes, you know, just like catching in the ground and stuff.
Ed Sheeran, or maybe Pat.
No, if it's event 1, Pat somewhere at the back. There's Pat. If it's event 1.
I like the rugby players at the bottom. All right, let's find another one here. There's all kinds of great examples of this. There's the cheese.
It's incredible how shit they are at it, isn't it?
They're not even close to getting. I feel like they just bail and start rolling before they even get a third of the way down the hill. But yeah, chasing the cheese, I think, would be a fantastic games event. It's it's a great mix of like, high power output down the hill, balance, agility, coordination, all that stuff. All right, see if we can find one more. They're like fine after too. Oh, you could make it so they have to run up the hill first.
Yeah.
And then down. Cheese, go.
Oh, I actually thought that guy had it for a second. It's gone. It's not even going down the hill anymore. And they're going.
No, it's gone.
It's bounced off to the side. Some kid in the stands has it.
Dude.
Oh my God.
What kind of waiver do you have to sign before taking on the cheese hill?
It literally must be just like, I accept all responsibility of anything that could ever potentially happen to me during this. Because even like, if you look at the ground, it's like, clearly there's been horses and cows and shit on that ground because it's not smooth at all. Like, it's just ankle breakers every 3 steps.
There's got to be rocks and shit too. Wait, a North Carolina woman has won this 3 years in a row. Is that true?
Is it not in Gloucester in the UK?
Yeah, it's what it says right in the bottom. But hey, Americans can fly out and continue to be supreme in all sports, So, yeah, just kidding.
Sorry.
All right, fair enough. All right, cheese. That's my next pick. The cheese hill sprints. That's my next games selection.
Mine isn't that far removed from that. If you go for the Irish road bowling.
Oh man, I saw someone making a joke about this like on TikTok a long time ago, but I'm not familiar with it.
This is like basically a step up from the softball throw.
Okay, I'm in. Let's see here. Do I need volume for this one?
No.
Oh, yes, we do need volume. Listen to that music.
So they literally just throw like a ball, like a steel ball. But
do they do this in your neighborhood?
No, it's fucking not. It's the way that they throw it. He does. So they do they do a jump and a swing, but they don't follow through. throw it
They
like
like-
that. Do you know what I mean? They bounce their hand back.
They
And this
like flip
guy's job is to get it out of the hedge. He has a big hedge knife to just cut out the trees to be like, oh, there it is.
He's the spotter.
Yeah. Scroll down and look at the description. I want you to try and say the name of the town that it's in.
All right, I'm in. Let's kill this music. All right, the name of the town. Let's see.
So a road bowling score in.
Kista, West Cork.
Yeah, you need more. You need a bit more Irishism. Ahakishta.
Kista.
Yeah. But they do like a puck fodder as well, right?
A what?
Which is you have a puck fodder. So you have it's like a long puck. So you have a hurl and a schlitter, and it's the same process where you start in a town, right? And you hit the ball. It's basically like a lacrosse ball and a lacrosse. What do you call it? A stick? I don't know. But
Yeah.
the net bit is just like a solid piece of wood, and you hit it instead of catch it. Do you know what I mean?
What did you call it? A hurl and a what?
A schlitter. That's the name of the ball.
Schlitter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they it's the same process of this. Look at the fucking state of that guy. It's the same process of this where you hit it down a road and then you basically like run after it. And it's whoever can get it, kind of like golf, whoever can get it to the finish line in as few hits as possible without like losing their ball or whatever wins. And they do that in like loads of different towns during the summer. And then they have one where you just go into a field in Kerry, and it's like the official like puck fodder. Fuck, I think it's Kerry. And you just have your stick and the schlitter, and you just hit it as far as you can humanly possibly hit it. And then whoever hits it the furthest wins. And it's like, oh, he gets to ride all the women in the town, or I don't know what.
Wow, nice. This without the prize you just offered there, this sounds more like a game you'd play as a kid in a park when you have no money.
Yeah, that's Ireland. Ireland is a park with no money. So
oh, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. That's fair.
Yeah.
Hot dog eating contest. I would love to see a CrossFit Games athlete do an eating contest. That would be funny. Like all of them, not against professional eaters, because that wouldn't be funny. But
it has to be. It would have to be mostly meat and veg, some fruit. It would have to be like you couldn't have like, oh, it's a big apple pie.
Things.
It would have to be like a perfect representation of the 100 words.
That would be awesome. I bet. Yeah. Oh man, you could get people to do that. All right, my turn. I'm gonna go wild with it. This is ridiculous. I don't know why I find this so funny. Maybe I'm just weird, but the Slippery Stairs Championship is. I could watch, especially CrossFitters who take pride in moving around places quickly, taking this on, where you have to be very slow and methodical. And I like the defensive aspect of this. No volume in this one, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys are watching. So the goal is to get to the top of the staircase, but the stairs...
Are they covered in lube?
I think they are. I think the stairs are. I think the stairs are like covered in this fucking like plastic wrap.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Have you not seen this?
No, I've never seen this.
Oh,
they also look like Teletubbies or something.
Yes, it gets better. I mean, the Japanese are known for having the best game shows ever and like weirdest obstacle challenges. But I've probably seen this 100 times and I laugh uncontrollably every time because someone inevitably gets really close to the top and then can't finish the job. Oh man, I wish there was volume to this. You just hear a bunch of Japanese like screaming like those announcers. But yeah, oh my God, I would just love to see heats of this at the CrossFit Games, like getting so close. And then you can grab each other and pull each other down the fucking stairs. Red's getting close. Red is almost there.
The tentativeness is amazing.
I don't know if the stairs get like more and more narrow, so it's harder and harder, or more slippery at the top.
Or sloped or something a bit more, maybe. Oh, no.
And then
how did Pink get knocked off by the others? He didn't even get touched. Blue just wanted to join in the fun.
So this just goes on for probably like 20 minutes of nobody getting to the top. But yeah, that's an event I would like to see. I would watch this. Have you seen the movie Dodgeball?
Yeah.
So you know how they have like they kind of made up like ESPN the Ocho in Dodgeball?
Yeah.
Where they play that. So that became like an internet like channel, the Ocho for ESPN. Really? And they do crazy like funny shit like this. The Ocho had like an American version of the Slippery Stairs. I would just love to take all those events and put like the top 20 at the CrossFit Games through all these and just see what happens. Not because I think they do well, just because I think it'd be the most entertaining thing ever.
You can actually see the last time that blue guy fell, you could actually see like the whatever liquid it is like pouring off his leg, like lube or whatever the fuck it is just like dripping off. Like they're covered.
They're
it's like
covered.
It's like that greased up deaf guy in Family Guy, can't catch me.
Oh yes. Green's holding on for dear life. Yeah, America has
there's a UK wipeout too.
But so MXC, most extreme elimination challenge. I have through the legs. I never even saw that. Wow. You see that? So MXC is probably one of
they're dripping. Like there's literally they're pouring off.
They're covered.
You can practically hear them as well. When they're getting close to the top, but they're just like, okay. Oh,
they could rig these stairs up at the football stadium. Just put some padding on there and make this happen for us.
Guys, we've got a huge audience for free Friday Night Lights. Let's make them look like complete fucking idiots.
Nothing.
I'd like it even more if they didn't explain what they were doing, though. If they just said, like, event 1 is slippery stairs. And, like, if you didn't know slippery stairs, you're looking at it being like, why are they all so shiny? Why are they like... Oh, it's amazing. Did there used to be a show, someone in the chat might know if you don't. Did there used to be a show on MTV? I don't know if it was called Total Wipeout, but it's basically the same format where like because I think did the Rubber Bandits do commentary for that? Has anybody ever watched that?
I don't know if it was on like MTV,
7 years ago, maybe.
So most extreme elimination challenge might be what you're thinking of. They probably had reruns on MTV. It was almost like it was a Japanese thing, but it was dubbed over in English, and it was dubbed over with like ridiculous commentary. Like,
was it two Irish guys that did it though?
Oh no, it was I think it sounded like 2 American guys that dubbed over like Japanese voices.
I need to find, because there's 2 guys, like the Rubber Bandits are like an Irish like satirical rap group, and one of them wears a plastic bag on his head all the time, so people doesn't know who he is. It's crazy.
Oh, that's funny.
I vividly remember that they had this thing of like, oh shit, we've made it. We've been flown over to America to do voiceover for this MTV show, and it happened for like 1 series, and then that was it. But I'd love to hear someone who has no idea who they are listen to them commentate on something and be like, what the fuck?
You're gonna have to find that and send that to me after the show. Or I'll watch it. I need some good entertainment. All right. Mine was slippery stairs. What's your next games event?
Oh, hobby horse, just because it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right, I have seen this before, but damn, is this make me feel uncomfortable. Hobby horse. How did you find this? Have you known about it? Was this like your youth pastime?
It came up on my wife's like Instagram Explore thing like 2 years ago, and since then we kind of dip in and out of like randomly sending each other's videos of it. Like, but there's just there's so many questions. Like,
it's borderline. It's questionable. Like the type of people that go to this, I would have to ask a lot of questions.
If you're over the age of 7,
right?
No.
Right.
Like, no. And they do, look, fuck me. They do like jumps over the jumps. And then they do like the fucking dressage. Like they do, like pretending as if the horse is wild, and they need, look at this shit. Like pretending that they're in control. Oh, it's so crazy.
It makes me uncomfortable, honestly, because they're taking it so serious, and there's no universe that I exist in that I could see how this could be taken serious. But like that's athletic. That's pretty good.
It is. That's the thing. That's why I was like, oh, that would actually be okay. Yeah.
That's actually higher than I can jump, I think.
And it's easy. Yeah. James is right. It's really easy to score as well.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. How would you score this?
Actually, there's a fucking event in the RDS, the Dublin Horse Show. It's like a big fucking thing in front of horses. I don't know. But it's on every year. But they have, oh my God, what is the name of it? Oh fuck. There's one event. The horse show is boring shit. Like, couldn't give a fuck about it. But there's one event on every year that I want to watch, where they basically have like, you go around a course like jumping over like they're doing, but you're on an actual horse, not a fucking stick. But they're going around and around, jumping over the different jumps, and then whoever gets the fastest time, I think 5 people or 10 people or something, make it into a final. And they start off with like the jump is like, say, whatever, like 5 foot, and everybody jumps it. And then if you make it through, they add another board, and it goes up to 5'3".
And then if everybody makes it, they add another board, and they just keep adding boards and keep adding boards, and the jump just gets higher and higher. And it's like it's just that one jump. So everybody just takes a turn doing this one big jump. And then at the end, you could have like two horses, like with riders or whatever, but like two horses who are doing a jump off, and the wall could be like 12 foot high or whatever. And it's just these two, and they're just going, and then like they both make it like, well, I guess we'll add another like thing on top of it. It's no, a steeplechase is like a run where you race and jump over. This is it's a French word or an Italian word, and it begins with P, I think.
Oh,
but it's like,
is that it?
Yeah, puissance. That's it.
Puissance.
It is crazy. Like it's so, you get like at the start you're kind of like, oh, whatever. Like they're
Does
kind of going
anyone
around.
get thrown off the horse in the high jumps?
Yeah, some of them get fucked. Like, or the horse refuse, or they like just suddenly turn left at the last second, because it's literally just one jump, and they just go round the loop once and then just try to go over it. But you get so into it where there's two horses left, and you're like on the edge of your seat. You're like, fuck, this wall is so high. And then it's over, and they go back to some other bullshit about like, look at the braids on this horse's mane. And you're like, okay, I've lost interest now. I'm gone.
That's crazy, actually, because that seems super dangerous to get thrown off a horse at 12 feet. Okay, this just reminded me of something, though. Does this remind you of any past CrossFit Games event? It just like jumped out at me. When they do the hurdles, this is like the cyclocross, where they basically had to carry their bike the whole time. Look at that girl. Pia. Basically had to carry their bike the whole time anyway, up and over stuff. They basically are just doing cyclocross. So that's a CrossFit Games event. You just nailed it.
The Almost Impossible Game Show is the TV show that the Rubber Bandits did. So if anyone wants to watch that and tell me, I've never seen it. But...
All right. I have, I don't know if this is my grand finale, but this to me is one of the funniest things I've seen. It's called the Devil's Wheel. Do you know where I'm going with this before you've seen it?
Is it a code name for my anus?
Is it shaped like a wheel?
Aren't all anuses shaped like wheels?
I would.
Has yours got 5 nuts around?
Isn't it like a star more than anything?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. This is the Devil's Wheel. I'm gonna risk it with a little bit of volume because this is insane.
Oh, Bavarian, this is gonna be good.
Oh yes. So this happens at Oktoberfest every year. This is like an annual tradition. So it's ladies only. 3, 2, 1, go. All the athletes sprint to the middle to gain position.
Ladies only. There's definitely one guy there.
Well, I think they always get kicked out. Guys try to sneak in, and then they always kick them out. I've watched multiple Devil's Wheels.
They're taking their socks off. I think they have to stay in there or something, do they? Oh, yeah, look, that guy's getting kicked out. But I identify as...
I guess Chase has watched the Devil's Wheel before. Come on, get started. All right, so the wheel spins.
Oh, wow.
Last one off the wheel loses. Wins, last one off the wheel wins.
So it's kind of like a buck and bronco or a rodeo. Yeah. Okay, tame.
Yeah, no,
I assume it picks up. Oh, well, I see little ridges.
Well,
do they come into effect?
No, like the wheel doesn't open and people don't fall to their death or
anything.
No,
but does it like ripple, manipulate itself in other ways other than spinning in a circle?
No, it just spins, but there'll be foreign objects introduced to the wheel.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's a slow start.
Yeah, that one was wearing gloves.
It's a slow start. Yes. I think you'd probably want skin to metal contact as much as you could to stick to that thing, would be my guess.
Whoa. Look at them hold on to each other.
Just shaking off the early non-contenders. Goodbye.
Jeez. They lost like 75% of the field there.
Yeah, now the real Devil's Wheelers are still in the mix here.
I feel like that woman standing up is a mistake.
I don't know who wins this one, but we'll see. So obviously the strategy is to get to the center of the wheel. If you're on the outside of the wheel, you're gone. Augusta says the wheel is ribbed for her pleasure.
Yeah, I guess you'd try.
Okay, here you go.
I guess you'd try and like sit down really abruptly and try and create a vacuum between your own Devil's Wheel and the Devil's Wheel.
What's he got? A braid of hair. What the fuck?
So he tries to catch him with a rope and pull him off.
Oh, wow. Jesus, it's like not a lot of health and safety gone into this.
No, this thing's going to get violent. Oh, big headshot there.
It's like a Christmas ornament.
A deadly Christmas ornament. Again, something I would just love to see the CrossFit Games ladies do. Just all pile in here and survive. I would get
There's another one gone.
a kick out of this.
I know it's Oktoberfest as well, but I feel like dresses are a bad choice for...
Yeah. Oh, headshot again. I mean, it's pretty brutal. Oh,
the rope
goodness.
just seems like it could be quite deadly. Like, oh, it just happened to wrap around, Frida's neck or whatever.
That's true. I don't think they care.
The woman that I knew she was gone. I was like,
There
she's
we
way
go.
too concerned with that
Was
rope.
that the girl standing?
Yeah, but she started fidgeting with the rope. I was like, just leave it, man. Oh, she got walloped at the end.
That's your prize. Oh.
Yeah, congrats. Here's your concussion.
All right,
That's like that. You know that video with Whitney Houston? Where the kid gets hit by the thing. Is like,
yes. I think that's my grand finale. I mean, that would be entertaining for the CrossFit Games. That'd be entertaining. I don't know what it tests, but it'd be entertaining for me.
Yeah,
Oh, look at this. More people watching this at the West Coast Classic.
All right, I sent a genuine one that I think will be cool into private chat.
Okay.
But if you want another funny one, I'm happy to go for another funny one. The Will It Slice.
Let's see. Oh, yes, I'm pulling this up. I've seen this before. This is actually great. This is great. But then, you hear the commentators say, well, so-and-so is a firefighter, so
this is some of the most athletic, agile shit I've ever seen. Like, it's fucking insane.
Oh, it's
how
unbelievable.
quickly they move. And they do like a team one as well. Have you ever seen the team one?
I have, where they hold the ladder for each other and boost each other up.
Oh, look how quickly they move. Like, look at that. And then you just whoop up to the next one.
That's what you call a professional firefighter.
I mean,
that's in like up to a 3-story window in under 13 seconds.
Bill Grunder would fucking annihilate this.
He would. I don't even know how many CrossFitters they can get over a wall that fast.
Or run across a beam.
Yes,
like
it's insane.
It's all of they haven't thrown anything yet, but it's all of the pyramid. It's crazy. There's probably more people there than there will be at the games. Oh no, there's not. It's pretty empty actually.
They can run fast in general, and they're carrying ladders. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, I get stuck?
No, so it's a staggered relay, I think. So the blue guy did the jump first.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Damn, they're fast. Fuck.
I mean, they may be closer to pro athletes than some CrossFitters who think they are. Literally, I'd
love to see like Angelo DeChico and those guys do this.
Yes, that'd be awesome. If you fall and ate shit off that balance beam, you would be so messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're all wearing helmets, are they?
Popped in my head when we were picking stuff. Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, and you got to put the fire at the end. That's functional, baby. Let's go. No rep. Fire's still going.
Go back.
Yeah. Save the baby.
58 seconds, so less than a minute for them to do all that shit. That's the same one again, I think.
What country is this?
I think it's America. They're dressed like fire.
No.
They're dressed like Power Rangers.
No chance. I mean, maybe that's a giveaway, but there's no chance this is the U.S. There's not a single firefighter that trains like this in the U.S.
Mexico?
Jeez, they look too tall and lean to be Mexican. They look European to me, like Finland or like.
Oh, I don't know.
I could see Miko Salo being one of these guys.
There's no like telltale.
No, there isn't.
It strikes me as maybe an Asian sport, but there's no like telltale signs that like, oh yeah, there's a whatever flag. There's no way of knowing really. Are they doing it again? He just ran straight into that fire to put it
So they
out.
all have to do that, I guess. All the relay.
That's crazy.
That's awesome. I love that. I literally wish that's like the standard that first responders were held to. And that's how I know it's not America, because we certainly don't hold that standard at all.
Perhaps.
Oh, Japan. Someone said Japan.
They're too tall, were they? Sorry, Japan.
Oh, yeah, maybe. All right. What else we got here? Someone had. Oh, we don't need that. Okay. Give me another one. We got a couple more. Let's go with the chopping.
Yeah, and the reason I have so many questions about this.
Okay. I'm
So
ready.
This comes. You know the way when you spend too long, like if you're on Instagram and you look at something for too long and then it just keeps coming up. I don't understand what this sport is. Like sometimes they do stuff and it's like, wait, was that successful? He moved on to the next thing, but did he do what he was supposed? I don't understand what he's supposed to do. Like you basically have a knife. You have one hand behind your back. It's a big fuck off machete. I assume you like make your own knife or pick your own knife or whatever, bring it with you. So some of the stuff is obvious. Like I'm guessing here, you have to make it to the red line in as few chops as possible or as quickly as possible, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some where it's like chop the rope and there'll be a red tape line and they'll chop it nowhere near the red tape line. And you're like, and he'll move on. You'll be like, was that like, did I miss something?
Maybe
like,
it has to be under the red tape. Let's see if we can put this together. Let's see if we can solve this sport together. Let's try. Holy shit, it's loud.
So like chopping,
okay,
right?
cutting.
Fine, I'm fine
down
with
the
that.
center. Okay.
I don't understand the last bit. Okay, and then missed it completely. Embarrassing. You're a failure.
You must get docked a point.
That's just a toilet. It's a toilet roll holder.
Yeah. Look at this big guy behind him who's just waiting for his next plate of barbecue.
Imagine trying to remember all the shit that you have to do.
I mean, this is just some guy's garage on the weekend.
Oh, this bit.
Oh, nice.
What are the other tape lines for?
Maybe the next competitors? Wow, all at once. Big cheer.
The sheet of paper is such an anticlimax. And now I'll chop this tomato. Sorry, tomato. Again, why that line?
Nice.
Why not the one above it?
Nice, he says. How many broken fingers from the guys missing are in these events? Just smashing
That's why his
your
hand is
finger
in his
the wood.
pocket. And he's also definitely called like Ron.
Oh, yeah. Might be Dave.
Good job, Ron.
Oh, so they do it in more than one location. Because look at this. It's a whole other competition.
And a different order. He's doing a different.
Ooh, precision. It's a precision cut. He got it in 4. The guy had to do it in 10.
I love it that. Oh, that was very nice. Is that an egg? Is that
questionable?
I love that. This guy probably is like, I don't know, a fucking correctional officer or an accountant or something.
Yes.
And he's like, they're like, hey, did you want to go to the weekend, Ron? Well, as you know, the national championships were on.
You know, I'm an athlete and all.
Yeah, you've been at my house multiple times when I've regaled you with my knife tales.
Dude, no. When someone comes to this guy's house, he makes them go in their garage and he shows them all the cool tricks he learned with his knife.
Jesus, this guy's a bit of a haphazard approach, doesn't he?
If you had to pick someone in the Heat 1 app to win the knife chopping at the games, who would you pick?
Oh, it would be someone with like baseless aggression, like someone who's just like, well, there's a bit of like care attached to some of that stuff.
You think about like Roman for something like this.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not on the field this year, but like Uldis Upenix would like whip out a sword and just go to town. He's definitely killed a guy. Like,
jeez. Oh, I don't know. This is his weakness. This is like getting stuck on the legless rope climb.
The other guys didn't have to do that. Oh, now look, he's so like lackadaisical about those two. Wow, that was aggressive for that one. I would have gone careful.
That was. His stamina is running. Whoa, okay, I take it back. He's doing all right.
I wonder, do you have to have your hand in your pocket? Because they walk around with it out of the pocket and then they put it in.
So they have that. Nice. They have that pre-cut down at the red line, because when they hit the red line, the thing just pops off. So they must saw the red line. Yeah, exactly.
PFA would have a field day with that if that started coming in, though.
Oh my god,
the knife's too big, the knife's too small, whatever. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
You don't think Brent would approve of the swinging the machetes around for the CrossFit Games?
I feel like there need to be a specific kind of pocket that your hand is in or something. There need to be. It's something that we wouldn't even think of And then you hear it and
Right.
you're like, oh, that actually kind of makes sense.
Right.
Like you can't sharpen your own knife. Yeah, that's actually probably fair because if you're last in the heat, you have more time sharpening your knife or whatever.
RX Smart Gear would have super sharp machetes they just give to their athletes, and they would have like this huge advantage. Yeah, and there'd be all this drama.
I'd be like, wait, why are all those guys practicing with that really specific knife that none of the rest of us have? And then Castro would be like, this year we're using this knife by RX Smart Gear.
You know it. You know that would happen. All right, we're gonna rip through our last two here. Okay, another one from Pedro. Pedro came with the heat today.
I found all of these in like 3 minutes as well. So this team event, 100%, like it's better than any team event race, like foot race or anything that I've seen. It's basically like a burden carry, but it's like psychotic.
Oh yeah, this is like the burden run.
Yeah.
So we have one wife who is positioned upwards and one wife who is positioned upside down in this wife carrying world championship.
Just spoiler.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on, first of all, keep an eye on the couple on the left for hilarity. And the woman on the right, I would not be surprised if she's dead by the time she gets to the finish line.
I'm vaguely familiar with this, but I have a feeling that they're going to have to go through water obstacles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dead.
Yeah.
She's gonna die.
She's going to drown. Okay. I don't really want to show death on my show, but let's see.
Great start from Pink. Go watch it again. Watch it again. He takes 3 steps and his legs are gone.
God, I need to start this over. I
feel like as well, the couples probably train like all year. Look, he gets like 3 steps in. He's like, oh, listen, I'm sorry, Sonia. It's just not going to happen.
I need to regain myself here. I was not prepared for the double face.
I knew I should have married your brother Keith, you fucking failure.
Oh, yeah. This is literally just trying to collect life insurance is what this is. Yeah. All right, here we go. Now that I'm prepared.
He's gone. Like, it's so funny.
How do they not like scream and fight after that?
Like, she's dead.
Okay, quick breath. I mean, hopefully they got to practice this before.
I think it's the same like course every year. It's the same. It's like
okay.
Oh, recovery. Oh
double face split.
No, he's dead. Brilliant. He's obviously just crazy weak, that guy. 250 meters.
He looks kind of, I don't want to say like old, but older. He doesn't look like a young, spry husband carrying a light, fit wife.
I wonder, do you have to be a certain years married? Is there like anniversary categories?
That could be. Oh,
and now we've got the 10-year anniversary group.
Yes.
Oh, this guy, he should have just not gotten up off the ground. This lad's running out of steam as well. But it's actually like, it'd be interesting to see like, all right, and Angelo has chosen to carry Zoe, and that leaves, you know what I mean? Like that Sam is going to have to carry, like you have to pair off the male and female on the team. And then you have that thing of like, look at that.
Oh, look at this.
You can imagine Noah diving into the water with like Lena bouncing around on his back.
The amount of water that just went up her nose.
Oh, crazy. Now, this is like the, hey, we got married last year. We want to enter this.
Oh, yeah. This is the elite division.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. At least, I guess the woman's prepared, like, to hold their breath, I would hope.
Yeah. But, like, you don't know how deep that is either. It doesn't look particularly deep to be diving in.
It
with
does
her, like, your arse could easily touch the ground, so her head surely could. Whiplash.
Ooh, that's a good question. If a bloke had multiple wives, does he get to swap them out as needed?
Yeah, there's a Mormon division. It's like a relay.
With the same guy, yeah. Oh, there's some good comments on this so far. I do think a partner world championship should be in the works for CrossFit. I do think that may be the most entertaining version of an actual CrossFit Games.
It's really easy. It's easy to put on. Like a same-sex pairs or a mixed pairs thing is surely a lot easier to. Oh, fucking wipe out.
Nose
That's the finish line. That's the.
Dude,
they still haven't crossed the finish line. He has to carry her across as well. He must have.
He might be knocked out. He might be. Oh my God!
Face, because he can't put out his hands like she's holding on, so his nose is in his esophagus somewhere. The knee sleeves get me.
I would be wearing them too.
Look, this guy on the left looks like a fucking rhino.
Yeah, I was going to say, look, he's wearing something, but no, that's his wife's legs on his head.
Fucking hell, that's
dive
great.
in with
The
no
guy,
regard.
the guy on the right is like, I'm afraid of my wife. He like walks in really slowly. Wrong type of shorts, madam.
What's the
Or
prize
right. If
for
you're looking,
this?
if she's looking for that influencer sponsorship, maybe it's the right type of
Look
shorts.
where her nose is, like directly in.
Methane City.
Yeah, poisonous gas, just the entire event.
He really looks like a rhino. It's crazy.
That is hilarious. I guess that's a great holding technique. He's not. Oh! He may have just broken her knee. I think her knee came off that.
He hits his face too.
Oh, wow, he really did. He may not have any teeth left.
Oh my god.
The PFFAFAF would have a lot to say about this.
Wow. It's crazy, isn't it?
I like this. This is funny.
13 minutes. Oh no, 1 minute.
Oh, was it 1:30 or?
I think
Oh,
it's
they're
1:30,
90-second races. That makes sense because I mean, none of these people really look like they're going to be carrying 150 pounds in their back for 13 minutes. It's pretty funny.
She's trying to swim. What the fuck is she doing, the girl?
Just a little help. Any forward propulsion.
Wow, this is crazy.
All right, I hope there's something good in this last one. This last heat we'll watch. Come on. Big crash.
It's actually the best race so far.
All these great events that we're pulling up seem to not be in the U.S. The U.S. is no fun.
He's too tall. That's an issue.
That was very careful.
Yeah, that's an issue with
All right.
the fairness.
Oh, here we go. One more slow-mo here.
Ass crap.
I think he was wearing jump ship socks. Also,
Yeah,
I noticed you're wearing the same T-shirt that you wore yesterday.
I put it on last night after I trained, so it's fine.
All right, fair enough. Also, I ordered your T-shirt beginning of this month. I won't even get it till the middle of July.
Wow. Why?
Check my tracking. Because I live in Hawaii and I have like a P.O. box and all that stuff. But I was very bummed because I wanted to have it when you came on. But it's ordered, but I'll have it in like 3 weeks.
I actually wore my jump ship sweatshirt today, but it's too warm to wear it now.
Yeah.
Why is there no post is there no mail in Hawaii?
I live in like I don't know how familiar you are with Oahu, but there's like this area called North Shore, which is like the middle up and around the island, and it's very country. And so like there's all these short private roads, so you have to go to your local post office to get your mail. So the post office is right down my hill. I literally walk there on a daily basis to like drop packages off or pick stuff up. But because it gets sent there, it takes like 3 weeks longer. Like Amazon, I have to Amazon things to my businesses, and it comes in like a week instead of a couple days. Whereas if I do it to my house, it's like a month. It's kind of annoying.
Why didn't you just order the T-shirt to one of your businesses?
Because I'm stupid and I did it late at night and just like clicked quickly pay. And then I was like, oh, I guess I'll get the T-shirt when I get it.
That's fair.
All right. One more. And this is mostly a request from people. So this is kind of what got me thinking about the wrong answers only. Have you ever heard of the most extreme elimination challenge?
No.
I'm saving this for last.
This freeze frame.
Yes, this is what you're going to get for about 5 minutes. I'm saving this for last because I feel like it may kick me off because this is a very copyrighted show. But we're going to watch for a minute because in the commentary, I have to play it because that's probably the best part. So here we go.
Oh, God, he's still going. Oh, how can he? Oh, he must be feeling really stupid.
I don't think he's feeling anything from the neck down, Ken. Here's Kenny earlier this afternoon.
The commentary.
Wall first. It's pretty solid. Good thinking, Ken. Wow. Looks smart on you.
For my homies.
Yeah, fits good. It's kind of itchy, though. Let's see how Kenny Blankenship does with the Boulder Dash suit. Oh, into the slit. Looks like you've got good mobility, Ken.
Yeah, it's kind of itchy. I should have washed it first.
Well, bogged down there.
Yeah, well, I had to kick that guy's ass. He wouldn't let me in. And then he trips me right here.
Kenny, you don't seem to be really testing your suit. There you are. Now.
Screaming.
I would love to be on this show.
Well, I was moved by it. And here you are, ready to take on the second.
Oh my God.
Smoking.
And the spirited young fellow is Avanche, much sought after fashion photographer.
Oh, he got
jeez.
fucked early.
Yes, he did, Ken. Actually, that didn't count. We're going to let him get back up.
I can't believe you've never seen this show. There's like a million amazing
models
clips from this
love
show.
This guy. He is known for his unrelenting positive attitude and his fanny pack full of amyl nitrates.
Uh-oh.
There he goes.
Oh, he's going down.
I don't
What's
think
he trying to?
going
Oh, he's trying to
down,
hit
He's
something.
going into that little used side saddle ride.
Oh. Oh, something's bothering him, I think.
We learned that at a photo shoot at an Indian gaming casino.
Jeez. I hope he doesn't want to have kids.
Oh, and he takes a full load from Herbie. He doesn't know whether to scream or smile.
And let's go to our MXC Impact replay. Take another look.
I'm gonna go all the way.
Martha is a free-range rancher for sacrificial animals from Santeria, California.
It's kind of crazy what they do.
There she goes. Satan's ramp. That's a big hit.
Oh, like curb,
And here's
whatever
one of her
the
She and some girlfriends
speedboat
invented a
curb
road
stomp
recycling
equivalent is.
machine called the Curb
Literally.
Puncher.
Ooh, looks like
The
she's
great
gonna
variation
go
on the rope.
Wall to wall, Vic.
Right, you
Oh.
Try the buffet.
Yeah, I'll try. Here's Jody
They should
Macaroni,
swing on the
a
rope
love
instead of
study
just always
counselor from
climbing it.
Boise Unified School District.
Gravity's a bitch.
First up for the inventors is Bert Stark.
Make it nice and clean.
He's the inventor of the rectal shaver.
The rectal shaver goes where tweezers are afraid.
Indeed,
Oh, he's doing
and
all
look at
right.
Bert go.
Oh.
It's like, oh.
This is like Total
Next
Wipeout
up,
before
white
Total
sweatshirt
Wipeout.
and
That's where it
saggy
came
shorts.
from.
That's our lady
Yeah.
Galufa.
Oh,
She goes
This was
down
like a
hard
much
for
more
the second
brutal
round.
version of
Next
Wipeout,
is
though. Like
Officer
Wipeout
Red.
was so soft with all the mats.
well, yeah,
and they just,
everything
like,
here is made
throw
of
people
fucking
in the wood.
concrete.
Yeah, concrete, literally, in someone's backyard in a puddle.
Like that
Next
water
up,
was not deep
we
enough
still
to
have
fall
no
in.
winners, but it's Bernie Brody. Will he be the first?
Jesus.
Oh, unbelievable. Next up, Schwirma Ganoush.
Ganoush.
Ooh, and he takes a spill. They all look pretty close, don't you think, Ken?
Nose to nose.
And
I don't
there's
know
number
how they come up with
4,
this shit, honestly.
designated mountain.
Yeah, again, imagine like, hey, what you do at the weekend, Brian? Well, I entered the competition.
He's got her around the waist and
He
it
just
looks
pushed
like
her.
a little trouble. That was a terrible handoff, Kenny.
I'm sorry.
Between the pink curtain.
And here's Harry.
This is
another
much
playmate.
better than Wipeout, Augustus. Much better.
Oh, he made it between the
He
pink
swung
curtains.
his legs way too
Split
early.
his lips.
They just didn't care.
Get down. Next up, Sherbert Tights. He teaches balloon puppetry to self-abusers.
Abusers.
Comedy's amazing.
Yeah, that's the best part.
And here's Karen
Yeah, this
Griffin.
show is basically canceled.
She paints life-size boogeymen in children's bedroom closets. Oh, surgery! And here's Dr. Edward Jonathan.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
She paints life-size
His
boogeymen
motto is,
in
"Why
children's
alter the
closets.
clothes when he can alter the model."
Truer words never spoken, Ken.
Nice footwork.
Indeed, Ken. Some of the best we've seen so far. There he goes.
He's like that Lord of the
That's
Dance
actually
dude.
pretty
He's
impressive.
approaching the slope of no hole.
Oh man, he got so
Imagine
close.
if he got like smushed between the two.
Vicky Sue Gonzalez, a turkey jerker from Jackson Hole. Oh, she's down hard.
They must write those out like the week before. Just have like 100 of them ready to go.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not funny enough to come up with that stuff.
female bomber. Oh,
Red, you got
It's
jail.
like there's no depth to that liquid.
teaches flamboyant showing
It's just
techniques
mud.
to
It's a mud
pro
puddle
blackjack
that got
dealers.
rain last night.
Looks like he got dealt a bad hand.
I'm a star.
And that's Karen Edwards, star of Night Harvester, the story of the nocturnal talking tractor. Oh!
All right, all right. I can't believe we haven't been kicked off this stream with all the copyright shit I played today.
Yeah,
I'm
this
definitely
one
not.
isn't being monetized.
I'm not making a penny, and that's okay because I would have only made a penny anyway.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, okay. I needed that. Now I can go about my day, and you can go to bed.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I enjoyed that. That was good.
well,
Irreverent, I think, is how you describe that, isn't it?
A little different. You know, we could have done another show where we said the same thing everyone else did, predicting CrossFit Games events, but it's better just to be surprised by them.
Yeah, I think like you're probably good at doing it. I'm fucking terrible at it, and there's way better people than me to do it. So like, go and watch JR or Chase or Taylor, Bill, whoever,
And not me
People-
either.
people who like this takes up a lot of their bandwidth, and they're very good at it. Because I listen to them, and I'm like, how do they get that? Like, was it last year? Was it last year where JR, maybe it was the year before, JR basically nail on predicted like 3 of the workouts, and I remember Boz was just like, yeah, who the fuck is this JR guy? It's just like, he's just crazy good.
He is good. And like, what's funny is I'm terrible at it, even though I've been involved for so long, because I have my own biases about like what I think the game should be. So I'm always like, ooh, this is what they should do because I know better than everybody, even though I don't. And I never get anywhere close with my guesses. So this was just as accurate as if I hopped on one of those shows.
Pull up James O'Rourke. Next Tuesday.
Yes.
Next Tuesday, 8:00. I don't know the format of it yet. So we talked about the last day I programmed for CrossFit Heterophilia. I programmed a week. And then we talked about, I think Taylor said like, oh, what if we both program for you specific, like for me specifically was one of his ideas. And then another idea was to get programming from an affiliate who's willing to do it and to pick it apart and go through like why it's good or what could be better, or what could be different or whatever. So yeah, we'll have a chat about that and see. But next Tuesday at this time, the time this one started at, like 8 p.m. my time, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon, whatever, Pacific.
Same time a week from today.
Yeah. We're going to do another programming one with Taylor.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm down for whatever format you guys choose, by the way. It doesn't matter to me.
I have no bandwidth until Friday, and then I finish work on Friday, and I'll be able to start thinking about things again. At the minute, I'm just like, please don't let any of these fucking kids fight each other or do something stupid.
Wait, what? Isn't it summertime? How's that work?
Not yet. Schools are finishing this week. Some finished on Thursday, Friday last week. Some finished Monday. Some finished today. We go to the last fucking day every fucking year of the summer, like the last possible day we can work, we work, because we take an extra 2 days off in February or whatever. So I have a half day on Friday. Some would argue every day is a half day when you're a teacher, but I finish at 12 on Friday. And now, so like they're doing renovation work in our school at the minute over the summer. So the school has to be empty. So we handed back all of our books back. So we do like book rental here because we're poor. So we give the kids books and then take them back and give them and take them back. Mm-hmm. So we've lost all our books. We gave them all back a week and a half ago. Then last week, at the start of last week, they were like, hey guys, we're going to come around and collect all your art supplies. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. So we have no books and no art? Like, what the fuck are we going to do? And then like yesterday, someone put up an announcement saying, okay guys, photocopier and printer are gone. So, and I was like, whoa, should you not have told us that they were going? Like, we could have maybe prepared something for the rest of the week now. So today we walked, me and the other third grade or whatever, I don't know how it works, whatever, 9-year-olds, we walked 40 minutes to a playground, stayed in the playground for an hour and then walked back. That was our day today. Tomorrow I told the kids to bring in their favorite board game, and we're going to play board games all day, move around like a round robin, playing different board games. And then Thursday we're going to watch a movie. But it's hard. I've got there's a Jehovah's Witness in my class, so like loads of movies we can't watch, and I can't watch that because it's got magic in it or whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of rules. I think there has to be a list, because I suggested a movie and straight away they said, oh no, because there's homosexuality in that. And I was like, no, there isn't. I was like, yeah, there is. And I Googled it, and it was like one line in the middle of the movie, someone says, oh, my wife, and it's a female character that's talking, and they're not even human. And I was like, all right, okay, I guess. But like, I've seen that before and I didn't pick up on it. So there must be a centralized list.
The church must have made a list. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we've slim pickings for Thursday. That's not the name of the movie. That's the choices we have for Thursday. And then Friday's
time for burpees. Time for burpees.
Yeah, I did burpees. Yeah. Every day last week, I did 50 burpees with them, and then the rest at home. We'll have no furniture in the room on Friday. So they're taking all our desks and chairs on Thursday.
Wall
sits.
we'll
have no furniture on Friday, so we'll probably do a lot of burpees and stuff on Friday. I'm thinking next year in September, I'm taking job share. So I'm going to work like 3 days 1 week, 2 days the next week, and vice versa, and so on. So I think I'm going to be working every Monday, or like every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or every Monday, Tuesday, and every second Wednesday. So I think I might set up a CrossFit Kids class on Tuesdays.
Cool.
After school, because I feel I'd be able to commit. Because I'm not there 5 days, I'd be like, all right, that's fine. Whereas if I was there 5 days and staying late one of the days, I'd be like, fuck this. But because it's a short week, I might do that. So I haven't done it yet, but I paid for the CrossFit Educators course. But I haven't done it yet. I've done my level 1, and I've asked a local gym if they have any hours or anything to coach. I don't even want to be paid really, but if there's any hours going to coach, because I want to kind of get into that. I was on a podcast before. Just the fact that I was talking for so long there reminded me of this. I was on a podcast before the podcast ended, and I thought, the way you can remove me from the stream, but I'm still on the stream. Like I'm still down below, but I'm not actually on the main screen.
Yeah.
So that happened. I was like removed, And I was like, okay, I'll just wait here. They're going to wrap up and we'll have a quick chat afterwards.
And they just left you there?
Yeah, the show ended. I was still like sitting down in the corner. And then they said like, geez, that guy can fucking talk. And I was like, I'll just log out over here, just like drag my mouse across, like click.
Oh my God. Maybe that was intentional. Maybe that was the way to
I
send the
don't
message.
know.
No, I'm
I
just
don't
kidding.
know.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I don't know. But yeah, no, that's I'm and part of me is like with that kid with the movies, part of me is like, I wonder could I come up with like a ridiculous list and send it home to the parents and be like, hey, any of these okay? And it's just like, you know, I'll start off soft like Harry Potter, because like I know there's magic in it. So like, no, sorry, I can't watch that now. And then I'll pick like, you know, Dawn of the Dead. I'm just like start coming up with a more and more ridiculous list.
Reservoir
And
Dogs.
it's just like you know, Becky does college, or you know, whatever. Like at the end, it's like, no, I can't watch that one now. Can't watch that one. But yeah, that's my week. And then after that, I've holidays and 3 kids to look after for the summer. So that's better.
And lots of shows to do.
Yeah, lots of shows to do.
So cool. Well, thanks for coming on. I know I dragged you on because I had been on your show 5 times, so it was time that you came on mine for once. So
yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for playing along. I know this was a little bit goofy, but maybe we'll do a serious one at some point. Maybe not though.
Probably not.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you maybe Friday. I don't have any plans for the rest of the week, so I'll put something together. We'll see you later.